Alright, hey guys, so today is a late start to my day. It's currently 10:17, and the reason for that is because my school BCIT is having an open house. Basically we showcase our program as a medical lab tech, and I don't need to be in there until 12. My shift is from 12 to 4, which is somewhat not fair, because the people who are going in earlier, well, I guess they're going in earlier, so that, yeah, but people going in earlier are from 9 to 12, which is just 3 hours, whereas I'm from 12 to 4, which is 4 hours. I don't know, I just find that they could have maybe scheduled it a bit more fairly, I guess. But then again, to switch in the middle of a half hour is hard, or it's like, you know, odd. So yeah, I'm heading to school right now. Well, I'm actually heading to my girlfriend's place first, because we're gonna drive one car there instead of me riding there to school as well as her driving, just to save on some gas, because afterwards I'll be heading back to her place anyways to study. So yeah, that's the plan right now, and it seems like it's a really good day. And I'm very happy this morning because I finally bought myself a Bluetooth communicator on Amazon.com. What this whole story about the Bluetooth communicator, it's quite long, but I'll try to get through it within this ride. To summarize it a little bit, what you need to know about me is I am quite an impulse buyer. I won't buy things that are too expensive, obviously, but if there's something that I want, I will buy it. There are some things that, no matter how expensive it is, well, given reason, of course, I will buy it. And, you know, my girlfriend and I are trying to get me to save. In fact, I want to save, but it's hard for me to save because of my impulse buying. So, what we came up with is, for the Bluetooth communicator, since I don't need it, I don't need it, I just want it. What's gonna happen is I'm gonna wait until the price drops to a certain point, what we call the threshold, and once it reaches that threshold or lower, then I'm allowed to buy the Bluetooth communicator. So recently, or at least the past few months, Canadian dollars and American dollars has been pretty far apart. The highest I've seen was actually 1.4 something, I believe, maybe even 1.5, I can't remember exactly, but it was really ridiculous. So all I've been doing for online shopping is going on Amazon.ca in any Canadian store, so that I'm getting charged Canadian, and that's how I shopped for the past little while. But at one point, the Bluetooth communicator on Amazon.ca was going on for 306, I believe. It was just above the 305 threshold, which is what, or sorry, no, I take that back. It was 304 and just above the 300 threshold that we set for it. So the threshold that I set for the Canadian Amazon, so Amazon.ca, was 300. So anything below 300, or more like, once I see the letters or the numbers 299 to begin with, doesn't matter, as long as it's that or lower, that's when I'm allowed to buy the Bluetooth communicator. And then I don't know, for some reason Amazon never dropped below 300. It always went to 304, and I think the lowest it's been is 302. So I never bought it because it never dropped to where the threshold is. Yes, I know it's only $2 or $4. In the long run, it really doesn't make a difference, I know. But that's part of this whole drill, is part of me training, well, sort of practicing how to save, right? Having that character of integrity, sticking to my words. So I really didn't buy it until it reaches a certain thing, and not give into my desires, basically. So yeah, so that happened. Amazon.ca actually eventually ran out of stock, they rose the price back up to 320 something, and I don't know why people still bought it. So they ran out of stock, and now they're actually not on, like, it's out of stock right now. And the price when it was out of stock, it was 370 something, and they'll say like, it's out of stock right now, we'll ship it when we get more, blah 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 blah. And I'm just like, well, that's BS. I'm not gonna order and not know when my thing's gonna come, because I do want to get it before my trip to Victoria for my practicum, just for the whole entertainment side of things, music, intercom possibly if I see other riders, just things like that, right? I want something, and using it as GPS too, not the unit itself, but my phone is going to be using GPS. I don't want to have to look down at my phone every time I want to see where I'm going. So there's that. But it never dropped back down to where I wanted it. So the lowest I've seen is 302. Never dropped below 300. That's the point. And now it's ridiculously high. It's like still in the 320s. It dropped back from 370s to 350s to 320s. But for some reason, I decided to check the USD to Canadian price. And now it's back down to 1.33 or 1.3 something, which is not bad. It's still not optimal, because I'm used to the whole 1.1, 1.0 something. But now it's 1.3, so I'm like, okay, 1.3, not too bad. At least it's a lot better than 1.4 and 1.5. And it's a low 1.3, so it's actually, today I checked, it's 1.30, which is good, reasonable. So I decided to check Amazon.com now, and then I saw the exact same unit, Sena 20S. It's the dual unit is actually by far cheaper than the single unit. If I were to, you know, get two in one package, even if I get taxed when I come back across the border, it's well worth it. But I don't have another person to share that unit with, and so it's pretty useless. I don't plan to have a second person permanently, because my girlfriend can't ride with me yet. Her parents won't let me. Yeah. So yeah, there's really no point for me to invest in a second 20S right now. So what I'm thinking of is, or what I thought about is just buying the single unit, which came out to be, when I checked yesterday, 237 or somewhere along that line. I think it was 237, yeah. And I did the conversion. I took into account of all the fees I have to pay when I go pick up the parcel, like the parcel from Point Roberts. When I pick that up, then I have to pay a little fee for their facility to use it. I took that into account, did the conversion, everything, and I came out with the price to be $310, and that's after shipping, or like free shipping with Amazon. But for some reason the .com does not charge tax, but .ca charges me the 12% tax like Canadian does. So then if I were to buy it from .ca, it's actually not just 320 something, but 300 and probably 50s, 60s, depending on when I buy it, or like at what time the original price is. So yeah, there's that. And then it came out, after conversion and everything from .com, it came out to be 310 if I were to get it at that price. Actually, minor mistake. Go back a little bit. It was actually 320 something when it was the original first price that I saw on .com. Then later that day I checked again. It dropped $10. I'm like, awesome! Now it's 327.99. And then I was like, okay, let's set a threshold for this too, because now we're talking about like 314 after everything. Even if I get taxed coming across, it's still cheaper than buying it from .ca, which is gonna be 300, and if I do get taxed in Canadian, I'm paying about 300 and I believe 30 something or 40 something, like maybe like higher 30s, somewhere along that line. So yeah, it's still cheaper than buying it from .ca. That's the point. And so I was like, okay, let's set the threshold. Let's set the threshold to be anything below 225. So if I see the numbers as 225 to begin, to start the price, then I'm allowed to buy it. Now this time I didn't run it through my girlfriend because it's a threshold that I made myself, which I think is reasonable. I mean, after coming out from all that, it's pretty much around the 300 mark, like approximate, give or take. Comes out to be 308 or something, but that's not the list price. That's after taking everything into account, right? And also .com, I have to pay tax and everything, so it comes out cheaper, period. Like, that's it. It just comes out cheaper. So with that said, this morning when I checked, why I'm so happy this morning is I checked, it was on a decreasing, you can say, trend, because the price was decreasing for a while for the Sena Bluetooth. But this morning when I checked, it was 225.49 or something like that, or 0.5. It was somewhere in the middle, 225 point something. So it dropped another $1 basically, $1.01 I think. So that's awesome. I'm just like, whoo, yeah. I reached my threshold. It starts with a 225. I can buy it, so I ordered it before heading out and made sure everything's correct, and it should be here next week. But I do need to take a Saturday morning to go and grab the parcel. So what's most likely gonna happen is, yeah, I just head out early in the morning and then go and do it. So yeah, that is basically why I'm so happy this morning. And when the time comes, I will definitely give you guys a review on the Sena 20S. Hopefully eventually I can buy a second unit so that my girlfriend can ride with me, or a second helmet and a second unit so that we can do intercom and all that. But what I like about the 20S, like without using it so far, just reading off papers, is that I can intercom up to 8 people. I can intercom up to 8 people, and I can intercom between units that are not Sena. So I'm not Sena limited, you can say. I can go to other brands. I don't know what other brands there are, but the point is it's very versatile, and there's also an app for phone, so it's a lot easier to set up intercom or set up everything in general. So I'm down for that. I asked my friend who has the SMH10, not the R, but the unit, the one with the dial, the jog dial. I asked him how he liked that one. He's like, it's very iffy. It's, even after he updated firmware and everything, it's not that good. You'll be happy to even get it to work. So I'm like, okay, maybe he has a defective product, because that's not what I hear from other people for SMH10. But he's the only person I know that has a Bluetooth communicator, at least like in person. So then I asked him and he answered, so I'll take it truthfully, because there's no reason for him to lie. So I decided to, that's the one I wanted to get before, the SMH10, because I wanted to skimp out a little bit. But after hearing that from him, I decided to go with the 20S, which is the ultimate line in Sena. The 20S is, yeah, what's considered the end-all be-all. And I haven't heard of anything bad from it, so I am assuming it's pretty good. So that's why I'm so happy this morning. I'm not sure if you guys are. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day as well. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya.